Perhaps one of the greatest weapons that devil uses against home today is the weapon of malice. You find couples, husband and wife, staying together in the same house for days, for weeks, for months without communicating with each other, just because of a small disagreement that can be settled. Satan has actually brought the weapon of malice to homes so that homes will not be settled. And of course, when we do not have a settled home, there is no way we can have a settled society. Malice has done a lot of damage to a lot of family by not only affecting the parents, but has also affected the upbringing of their children. Children that are brought up in a malice home will definitely not be able to do well in society. One of the bane of the great society today is the fact that homes are not settled. I'm here this evening to discuss malice and the negative impact it has in the life of family in particular. Malice is caused by ego and lack of forgiveness. I will look at 4 types of malice. Number 1, I will look at what I call one-sided malice, partial malice, quasi malice, and total malice. In one-sided malice, it's only one out of the 2 parties that are interested in the malice keeping. It can be the husband and it can be the wife. Of course, definitely there's a misunderstanding. But the party that is interested in keeping malice will do everything humanly possible to prevent communication from being established with the other party. Even when the other person talks to this, even when the other party talk, the interested party in malice pretend as if it does not hear. He pretends as if it's not the one that is the person is actually talking to. He ignore the communication and he actually ensure that the communication line between them are broken. What a pity! What a very sad situation. How have we gotten to this level? How have we gotten to this level in our marital journey that husband and wife cannot communicate freely together at home just because there's a small misunderstanding that can be discussed? One will not expect husband and wife that are brought together or that are brought up from different parents in a different society to behave alike. To say that there will be no misunderstanding between husband and wife that lives together in the same house is a mirage and it cannot be a reality. But how do we handle misunderstanding when it happens in our homes? Is malice keeping the answer to misunderstanding? Of course, no. When an individual is interested in malice keeping, he keeps mute, he breaks the communication line. He avoids communicating with the other party that is involved. Why? Because of ego and lack of forgiveness. You must give room, for the error of the other. There's no perfection in marriage, and we are not expecting any marriage to be perfect. An ideal person that you think of marrying to only exists in the brain and does not exist in reality. There's no perfect marriage anywhere in the world. But you can work out your marriage. The Bible says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. You must work out your marriage with the might to make it perfect. The other part, or the second type of malice that I'll be talking about, is what I call the partial malice. In partial malice, either of the party perform their obligations at home. The husband, who is saddled with the responsibility of providing money, will put money down, pay the bills, pay house rent, put money down for feeding, perform all the obligations. And the woman, who is also responsible for doing the cooking, will also perform her own obligation. But in the same house, there's no dialogue, no effective communication. The only time such couple communicate is only when the third party appears in the home and they want to pretend that all is well in their homes. This can go for weeks, it can go for months, at times it can even go for years, just because of ego and lack of forgiveness. What is it that we are holding on to that we are not ready to release? What are we holding on to that we are not ready to release? Number 3 types of malice that I will also be talking about is the one I call quasi malice. In quasi malice, in addition to all the enumerated manifestation of both partial and one-sided malice, another thing that happened in this type of malice is that the couples are not ready to engage in any conversation. They use sign to talk to each other at home. Where's my food? A point hand is there. Where is so thing? A point hand is under the table. Such couples can send text messages to each other. Such couples can write notes, put it in a strategic place where the other party will see it, just because they do not want to talk to each other. How many years are we spending on this planet Earth that we are wearing a cloth that is made with iron? Quasi malice keeping. Couple does not talk to each other at all. At times, they even send their children. Daddy will send mommy to go and tell. Daddy will send daughter to go and tell mommy so thing, and mommy will send son to go and tell daddy so thing. Two of them, they live like cat and rat at home. This is one of the bane of our society. It has really affected the rate at which society grows, and of course, children that are brought up in this kind of environment will not function at their maximum capacity. What a pity! What a pity! It's sad. And the last aspect, or the last type of malice I'll be talking about, is what I call the total malice. Malice is a cancer, but the total malice is a full-blown cancer. It has metastasized. It has affected. It has gone deep into the life of the malice keepers, both the husband and the wife. There's total communication breakdown. There's no dialogue at home. It's a full-blown cancer. Either of the partner, can choose to find happiness outside. When the malice is taking a very long time, a total malice will make an husband to make mistake, the wife will make mistake, the children will make mistake. When malice becomes total, the husband can begin to find happiness outside. When malice becomes total, it has happened that even one of the couple may even die, because maybe there's an health need. In particular, one of the couple or even the child has an health need, but because there's no communication between either of the parents, either of the couple, you find out that such an individual condition gets worse, nobody to talk to, he dies like a chicken, just because the communication line in such family has been completely broken down. Couples stop sleeping together, couples stop eating together, couples start avoiding each other. When daddy is in the sitting room, mommy is in the room. When mommy is in the room, daddy is in the toilet. There is no communication, there's no meeting point. The line has the communication line has been completely broken. That is total malice. And of course, a lot of damage can be done. Irreparable damage can be done. Children are in school because the person that's supposed to go and pick the child in school is busy doing something else, or one thing or the other happened, but because there's no communication, you could not communicate to the other party to go and pick the child in school. What a miserable life! What a miserable life! Are we living? Have we subjected ourselves to as family? What? Imagine the evil that couples have done to themselves. Imagine that the damage that they have done to their lives. Imagine the monumental destruction that they have done to the life of their children, just because communication line in homes have been broken down. Never allow misunderstanding to stay more than 24 hours. On no account should you even sleep over. On no account should you even sleep over with anger unresolved. That is one of the solutions that we can prefer to malice. Swallow the ego and take the golden step. Speak the golden word. I am sorry. Just I am sorry can go a long way to resolve a lot of problems. Even though when you think you are right, still go ahead and still say, I am sorry. Apology is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is a sign of strength. That you apologize even when you are right does not mean you are weak. It is rather a sign of strength. It is a sign to show that you are stronger than the other party. Whenever you are tempted to dwell on an issue more than necessary, you ask yourself this simple question. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? What do I stand to gain? Nobody win an argument. Nobody gain for indulging in malice. Malice is an anti-marriage force. Malice is a cankerworm. Malice is a cancer. Avoid malice today and bring your home together. Thank you.